Welcome to Betting Bananas with the ruthless Elle Dawson, Ryan the CornerMan Quinn, and Dave Van Auken.
What's up, guys? I hit the right button. We are live, Facebook, YouTube. This will be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeart. I look like a banana. I also feel
Why
like
so long in the face, Dave?
I know. But my kids are sick. I'm sick. The whole house is sick, but it is what it is. We're gamers. You know, we're Volkanowskis. We're just gonna run right through it. Dave and Auken to my left, the heart of the show, the cornerman, Ryan Quinn. Ryan, what's up, brother?
Oh, happy to be here. Happy to see that long banana face. You know, you said you're sick. You could use the potassium, so you should be thanking us right now.
Very true. Very true. The brains and the grit of the show underneath, Miss Elle Dawson. Elle, how are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing good. So if anyone, yes, I made a banana bet with Ryan and Elle. I had Alexander Volkanovski beat an Islam Makhachev. One of the greatest fights I've ever witnessed. It was incredible, but Volkanovski took the L. I'm taking the L today, and we're moving forward. This is my what I have to repay. Guys, UFC Vegas 69. A weird card, a little wonky card. The main event's really cool to me. I think we'll get into it. I think it's a number one contendership. Andrade versus Erin Blanchfield. I know might be a little young for Erin, but I think they're pushing her. So I think that's for the number one contendership. But real quick, 30 seconds. We just saw a huge pay-per-view, one of the greatest fights in UFC history. Ryan, real quick, 15, 20-second synopsis on the fallout of what we saw at UFC 284. What's next? You know, what are you hearing?
Okay, what am I hearing? Actually, I can only give my opinion on what I think should happen next. I actually I don't think they should do the rematch, especially right now, just because these champ fights, they tend to hold up both divisions. There's a lot going on in both. Although, like you said, I only saw the highlights and read about everything. Like I said, although I felt like every time I turned around, I had like 50 texts from different people about just how amazing this fight was. Shame on me, you know. But yeah, I think that we should both move forward in other directions at the time being.
Okay, Elle Dawson.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but I will say this: like, I have no desire to watch Volkanovski fight anybody else right now. I think he's just absolutely going to kill Yair. I don't think there's a featherweight that stands a chance after seeing that version of Volkanovski last weekend. So I agree with you. I would rather see both divisions move forward, but at the same time, like I don't think I am as excited to see a Yair versus Volkanovski fight as I would be to see Islam. I would love to see them fight here in the States and see if, you know, a better weight cut makes a difference, like for Islam, because from what I saw, I would say if Volk was 10 pounds heavier, he would be the double champ as of Saturday. After that great performance, you know?
Yeah, insane. It's one of the greatest fights in UFC history. It's not like Stephan Bonner and Griffin or a Dan Henderson show. It's not like a crazy war. It's not like a brawl, but technical, back and forth, grappling, jabs, overhands. Like, you just saw everything. You saw back and forth. You saw both men dominate rounds and close rounds. It's just one of these fights you got to see. And I think you have to watch multiple times. I think every time you watch it, you kind of peel another piece of the onion off. So crazy fight. Good fight. But all right, we're here, UFC Vegas 69. Best bet underdog 3-5 parlay. This is the Erin Blanchfield show. Like, this fight card is around her. I really like Santos in this spot. She didn't make it. Jessica Andrade, one of my all-time favorite fighters, made the fight. We have a trivia question at the end. I want to know, if someone gets the trivia question, I'm going to give a Jessica Andrade UFC fighter card. So I'm going to ask the question at the end, maybe give people 30 seconds. But Elle, let's start with you. What is your best bet on the board of UFC Vegas 69?
My best bet is Mayra Bueno Silva. I have her winning by decision over Lena Landsberg. I think she's the more powerful fighter. I think she has the most ability to finish the fight. However, Lena tends to play this really safe, long kickboxing game. So I think it might be more difficult for Mayra to connect on a bigger shot. I think she'll land those bigger shots, but I'm not sure she'll put her out. She's definitely the better wrestler. But once again, I think Lena's just going to play this nice, long, safe game. I think Mayra's going to edge her out in a decision.
Okay. So you don't like Lena's 4-6 record in the UFC. I get it. The cornerman Ryan Quinn, best bet on the board, UFC Vegas 69.
Got to start at the top. I have Jessica Andrade over Erin Blanchfield, and actually, I have her finishing in the championship rounds. I like what Erin's doing. I feel that Erin's progress is really showing. Her progress is showing progress, but I just feel like it's funny. Like that division is like it's almost like there's such a difference between like we're top 10 and then the upper like. And I just think this is a necessary jump for her to take, but it's a lot. And I feel like I know like Jessica Andrade, first of all, she's fought in 5-round fights. However, I do wonder how her gas tank's going to hold up being the short notice and the way she fights. I do think that Erin's grappling will keep her safe in the first couple, maybe 3 rounds. But I think that the way her grappling is, it's just there's a lot. It takes a lot, and you could really wear in your own right with your gas tank. So I really like Jessica finishing her in the rounds 4 or 5.
Okay, I love it. We're here. Let's talk about this one. This was this is like the fight of the card. So I pretense this saying Jessica Andrade she's one of my favorite fighters to watch, root for. I've never met her. I don't know. I know, don't talk to her. I'm just a huge fan of Jessica Andrade. And when this fight was announced right away, I'm like, guys, this is a huge step up for Erin. Like, this is like, you're supposed to go up these stairs. Like, if you go up a stairs into a room, you go up level stairs. You don't jump 3-4 steps. And I really think Erin is jumping 3-4 steps. You don't go to just kind of get it ranked to fight in a future Hall of Famer, number 2, number 1 in the weight class, 2 different weight classes. Like, Jessica's a monster. We saw what she did to Lauren Murphy. So with all that being said, I'm like, dude, I love Jessica Andrade, 2 level steps, all this, and what Ryan just said. Like, there's a lot I totally agree with. The other side, though, the big thing I'm like kind of skeptical. This is like the perfect matchup and the perfect scenario for Erin to win this fight. 8-day notice, a grappler to the Jessica, like that's like the fight she kind of loses. And especially if she kind of gets controlled early, I can see just the momentum. If she's up 2 rounds though, 3 rounds though, like Erin Blanchfield will feel momentum of this fight. She will, in this fight from round 1 to round 5, we will see her level up. Sometimes it takes a training camp or it takes one fight. And after the fight, you watch it. I can really feel like in my heart, we're going to watch Erin walk into the cage. In round 4, we're going to see a different fighter. Like, I think it can happen that fastly. It's weird. I really want to go all in on Jessica Andrade and almost do a banana bet or make it one of my favorite, biggest bets of the year. It's one of these things. It's a right spot for Erin Blanchfield. I just want to be aware, and kind of that's my 2 cents. Be aware of Erin really just dominating the grappling, wrestling her to death, being heavy, being in control, and just winning, 4 rounds out of 1 or all 5 rounds. So I'm just throwing that out there. Elle, we're in this fight. Maybe you have in your 3-fight parlay or an underdog, but what's your 2 cents? Where are you feeling on that?
Erin is my underdog play for this week.
Oh, okay.
I actually agree with everything you just said, Dave. I will say, Ryan, I'm with you. Jessica absolutely has the 5-round experience. She has the ability to end those fights. However, and after seeing her not be able to finish Lauren Murphy as well, Erin is a much more technical fighter than Lauren Murphy. She is underrated on the feet, and her wrestling is so good. I think her ability to shoot to the legs and actually get people to the mat is the best in the division, hands down. And she gets on top of Jessica. I think one of 2 things will happen. I think Jessica will accept the position and stay on her back and try and play guard. And I don't think she has the ability to either sweep or finish her off of her back, or she'll get frustrated and she'll give up her back to try and get up, in which case she's going to end up having a really tough time getting Erin Blanchfield off her back.
Are we hearing a banana bet?
Elle thinks you look so good. She wants to look just like you next week. That's what's going on here.
Are we doing this?
I will. You know what? I will be honest. I think this is a super close fight, and it's a hard one to pick with the short notice. But I'm down. I'm down, Ryan. I'll take the banana bet with you.
There we go.
Go banana or go home. That's how you do it.
Wait a second. I just thought of a really cool thing to thing to say for better bananas. Go banana or go home. I love that. I just thought of it.
Well, look at you.
I think
No,
we need to go to a Savannah Bananas game together, guys.
oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen
Okay.
those, but like
Oh,
we
yeah.
need to go because it's just absolutely bananas. It's
Yeah,
obscene.
very true. It,
We'll all wear our hats.
Ryan, before you go with your underdog play, so when you
Mhm.
hear that, does that worry you? Or are you still 100% on Jessica? Because I was the same way when it was just announced. I'm like, dude, Jessica is a Hall of Famer. She's fought the toughest competition. Erin's never fought someone at this level. And then I start looking at her, I'm like, a grappler. She's in great shape. This was the biggest fight of her career. She's probably in the best training camp of her career. Jessica is taking this on 8 days, 9 days notice. Like, it's like, damn, like this is a good spot.
There's
for Erin.
one other point too. We always do that. Piotr Jan was 4 steps up for Sean O'Malley.
Mhm.
Gilbert was 4 steps up for Khamzat Chimaev. And I'm definitely one to be like, we haven't seen it yet. And and I think she's one. I think I'm not doubting. I'm not doubting Erin here.
Okay, so real quick, Ryan, I'm sorry, real quick, last one. So, Elle, do you think Erin is in the Sugar Sean O'Malley and the Chimaev ballpark? If you do, that's a big thing because both those guys are probably going to fight for a championship fight in their next fight. Those are 2 high-level guys.
Yeah, no, I that's what I see. If she beats Jessica, she absolutely deserves the title shot. Absolutely.
Ryan, take it away, brother.
Little bonus for you live bet people out there. I will get nervous if I see Jessica not being able to get past Erin's jab in the first 2 minutes. I will get nervous. I will also get nervous if by rounds 2 and 3 I see Jessica just trying to hold her up against the fence to 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So for you live bettors out there, pay attention to that.
I like that.
Okay. That's a good point. Good point. Ryan, we did underdog. We really went heavy on that main event. I'm happy it is the fight of the card. Ryan, what's your underdog play of UFC Vegas 69?
Old reliable Jim Miller. I will not bet against him again. And I saw, Alex Hernandez he's fairly inconsistent. And Jim Miller is the last person you want to be inconsistent against, no matter how old Jim Miller is. And Jim could grind anybody out. If you're inconsistent in 5 seconds, you're going to lose that round to Jim Miller, plain and simple. And I think that's what we're going to see here. I got Jim Miller by unanimous decision.
I like that play a lot. I agree with you. Every time, it feels like when Jim Miller is the favorite and supposed to win, he does it. And when he's the underdog and people overlook him and says he's over the hill, he's going to win. I like that one a lot. All right, Elle Dawson, you nailed your 3-fight parlay last week. Our twin girls say thank you very much. We needed that one. Let's do it again. UFC Vegas 69 3-fight parlay.
I'm playing with the big boys this week. My parlay is all big boys. All right, so for my first leg, I have Jamal Pogues over Josh Parisian. He's not as powerful as Parisian, and I think that's one of the reasons people have been kind of being worried about him. But he has great range control, and he has really good volume. He has a phenomenal jab, and he does a really good job with his in and out, controlling the range. I know Parisian had some success in his last fight, taking the fight to the mat. I think he's going to have a really hard time closing the distance and being able to do the same to Jamal Pogues. I think that if you would like to add the method of victory to that, I think that as a decision is a very safe bet. For my second leg, I did have a method of victory I have Philippe Lins by decision over OSP. In his earlier years, I think OSP could have put up a better fight against a guy like Philippe Lins, but Philippe is a fantastic striker. He is very technical, and I think he's just going to he's going to be a little bit quicker. He's going to be a couple steps ahead of OSP. OSP still has the ability, I think, to stop these fights, but we're just not seeing it recently. He wasn't able to put away Shogun Rua recently. Like I just don't see that happening, and I think his only way to beat Philippe is if he gets a finish. And for my third leg, I have Marcin Prachnio. Marcin is kind of a weird guy for me, and I have avoided betting on him in the past because I don't understand how a dude who beat Khalil Roundtree also got knocked out by Sam Alvey. So he's always been a weird one for me, but I think this is a really good matchup for him against William Knight. Will Knight is he kind of baffles me. We've seen him play this weird game going back and forth between light heavyweight and heavyweight, which, as you know, is a lot bigger than a 10-pound jump. And I think the weight cut really, really bothers Will Knight. He definitely has the wrestling advantage. And I think the only way for him to win this fight is to use that wrestling. But as we've seen in the past, his wrestling makes him so tired. And with him coming back down to light heavyweight, I think that's going to be tenfold with the additional weight cut and dealing with a guy like Marcin. I think that one's safe bet. 3 big boys.
3 big boys. So I just did it on the old iPhone 13 right here. Elle, that's at plus 410. That's a nice little parlay piece right there. Plus 410. Last week it was plus 120. A win's a win. Ryan's was plus 310. One didn't go his way, but plus 410 in a 3-5 parlay. I like it. Ryan, my man, are you going heavy? Jim Miller, Jessica Andrade. I can see something really building. What do you got? 3-5 parlay.
Right. We got one in common. I do like Felipe Lins over OSP. OSP is not the same anymore. And Felipe Lins, he has, I don't even want to call it underrated boxing. He has really good boxing. And I think that's going to get him through this fight. I just really do. He's going to be able to move his head. He's going to be able to establish his jab. And he's got the kind of boxing where it keeps you disciplined against anything that's spinning and stuff like that. So I really like him in this fight, just scoring his way to a decision as well. The other one I have almost at the top. I like AJ Fletcher over, I know I was going to mess up this guy's name, Tarimbo Karambov. Now, AJ, he kind of hasn't totally lived up to what they thought he was going to do. However, he's still a very well-rounded fighter who's been here. Tarimbo, he fought in Fury. He had, from what I saw, he had one solid win against a guy who was 13-6, and then it was kind of so it's he's good, but I think that we're going to see the discipline in the guy who's been around with AJ over this. Actually, I think AJ is going to knock him out. Then I have Nazim Sadikov over Evan Elder. I know that Nazim, he, on the flip of what I just said, he looked like he was kind of protected early on in his career, but I did really like what I saw in his win in the Contender Series. And I really like that he's training with Sarah Longo right now. Or Sarah Weidman Longo now. I think that's going to help his striking here to go against Elder. Elder, he's 0-1 in the UFC. Solid fighter. Both 7-1. The one got to be done, but I got to go with Sadikov in this one. And the third one, who do I have here? That was it. Yeah, I said
gave 3. Lins,
yep.
AJ Fletcher, Nazim. So we just put that in the machine itself. Plus 220 with a little 3-5 parlay. I like AJ Fletcher a lot. I've talked to him. He's fought an Icon FC before. I talked interview with him. I do. I think he's really, really good, well-rounded. You know how it is. Sometimes those bright lights are really bright, and I just don't think he's got into it. But this is his 3rd fight now. I feel like he should feel good. It's back at the Apex somewhere. He's fought for the Contender Series and both of his UFC fights. I like AJ Fletcher a lot. It's a little high, actually. He's minus 290, which is, you think that's where Islam was. So you think that gets a pretty solid, but I like it. Plus 210, plus 410. All right. Real quick trivia question, and we can kind of bullcrap for a minute. First one puts the answer in, or if they can say it on a podcast. Real quick, fun question. Jessica Andrade, to me, is a bona fide UFC Hall of Famer, a champion, fought some of the best in the world. What is her UFC record? Not her overall record. What is Jessica Andrade's UFC record? Don't Google it. Think about it. Put it in the chat. There you go. You guys have any guesses?
I have no idea.
I got to start brushing up on just people's UFC records. They've always asked that question.
I don't know why that's hitting me good. I felt good last week about that little stat about Emmett, Yair, Islam, and him. But Jessica, I think it's actually, when I saw it, it hit my eye. That's why I thought it would be a good trivia question.
Let me count her losses. I'll start there.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that would be easier.
I'll guess.
But I think this is a big time matchup. To me, whoever wins this out of Aaron Blanchfield and Jessica Andrade should be and will be the number 1 contender. I would assume they're going to fight Valentina Shevchenko if she gets through Grasso in pretty easy decision. So we might see that in the summer. So this is a big fight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my guess.
Got a wild one?
I feel like this is too high, but also not. 10-4.
10-4. Okay.
That's my
She has 4 losses in the UFC. I thought it was 3.
Joanna. Rose.
I'll give one hit. I'm a good guy.
Wait,
It's more than 4.
It's more than 4.
More than 4 losses.
I'm out.
Oh.
I am out.
There's a Pennington in there.
I forgot she started her career at 35. I completely
There's a lot more.
Yeah,
There's a
got
couple
way more
than
fights
4.
way more UFC fights than that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna guess.
There you go, Jessica and Josh card.
14-6 now.
Ooh, 14-6. Okay.
Wow.
I'm just
All right.
throwing numbers at you, Dave.
There, I know the brains and
I
the
forgot she
grit of the
started
show.
at
Elle
anime.
Dawson, definitely the heart. Ryan Quinn. Hey, give a shout out to the CornerMan. Loving the content lately. 2, 3, 4 videos a day. This man's doing. Where can they get that?
Well, and so not two probably not 4. I gotta work a little bit. So, but yeah, no, just throwing it out there. I'm having a lot of fun with some of the stupid stuff I'm doing too.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely. Guys, we're around 2 weeks away from John Jones and Cyril Gahn. That's starting to get a lot of buzz. I'm starting to see that a lot. How good is that card with Gamrot stepping up and fighting, Jalen Turner on it, Bo Nichols' debut in the UFC, and of course Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko. A very, very high-level card. And Shav Ramakan versus Jeff Neal. Fight's insane.
Yeah.
That's such a good fight.
Yeah. I'm excited for Rachmaninoff. And yeah, that's
All right. Well, here's the answer. Jessica Andrade, UFC's record, 15-7.
Wow, that's my whole career.
That's a lot
right?
of
I
more
forgot
fights.
how many fights she'd had in the UFC. When did she make her UFC debut? Do you know?
It was like 2016.
Yeah, that's
It was a
still
long- it was a
ton
long-
of
Wow.
fights for.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, that's only like 6 years. That's a crazy amount of fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah,
Yeah, they're right. 6-7 years.
yeah, that's
Crazy. All right, guys. Ryan Quinn, Elle Dawson. I'm Dave Van Auken. I can take this banana hat off. I'm done. We do
Not
have
yet.
a banana bet for next week. Elle has Aaron Blanchfield. Ryan's got Jessica Andrade. Let's see.
Thanks for watching Betting Bananas.